Hi, this is Dodger, and you're watching my show.
Three, two, one, ready, go.
I actually started recording this and then realized, hold up, I've got a fancy microphone now. So hopefully it doesn't bork up at some point and the audio sounds terrible. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to find out. This is kind of my first time doing this in a news setting. I used it for my Bulma video, but this will be our first time using it for news. So that's very exciting and also stress-inducing. Also, hey, it's been a hot minute since we made a news episode because I was in Oregon and then I was lazy. So obviously you can tell I've been very busy. But yeah, I was out of town. I got to see my parents for a day and go on a camping trip with some people that I haven't seen in like 10 years, which was very fun. I got super bit up, the power of makeup, you can't even tell, I hope. Anyways, so let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about Pokemon Go. I know, some of you are like, please can we not? I'm kind of over it, and I totally get that. For a lot of people, it's just not on their radar anymore. They burned your bridge. That's totally cool, I get it. And maybe in that situation you'll find this story a little bit funny. So it turns out that Volkswagen specifically has reached out to all of their employees and said, you know what? Nobody's allowed to have Pokemon Go on their phone. And it sounds like a lot of people who work at car companies in general have been told the exact same thing, and here's why. They are very worried that people are gonna take a little cute photo of Pikachu like hanging out over there, and way off in the background will be a super secret car. A lot of companies are constantly worried about this, right? Like you're trying to compete with other people in the same market. You wanna be very much in control of what's out there in the world and what isn't, which is why a lot of times people will speculate whether or not things are leaked on purpose, right? Because typically companies have a very tight hold on what's going on inside. They want to know what people are seeing, what people aren't seeing, and so suddenly they started to get very concerned that people were taking really adorable snapshots of Pokemon with top secret stuff in the background. Like, even though we like to joke about the fact that the White House is a gym, I doubt that very many people who are around sensitive information are allowed to have this app on their phone, right? Like, I think that there are probably lots of business pockets in the world where people are saying, nope, don't even play with that fire. They're also saying that since you have to constantly have location services on and things like that with the phone as well, they're worried that, you know, some punk kid is gonna just climb into that phone and be able to see all of the things that are going on inside, which I guess is possible, but maybe not super probable. In fact, some people were saying, and I haven't double checked this, but some people were saying that certain countries are banning the game because of that, because they don't want to have like a lot of pictures being filtered around of what it looks like inside of the country for security reasons, which is fascinating if it's true. Continuing with the Pokemon talk, Pokemon Uranium hit 1.5 million downloads before it was shut down. Actually, I kind of feel like saying shut down is a little aggressive. They took it down themselves once they got wind that Nintendo wasn't very happy with it. And quickly we're like, okay, we don't want to start anything with Nintendo. We don't want them coming after us. We want to make sure that, you know, we're all copacetic, so we'll just go ahead and take that down, which I think was very surprising for some people. For those of you who don't know what Pokemon Uranium is, it is a fan game. It is a fan Pokemon game that was made over a period of a little bit over 9 years by a small team. It has like they designed their own Pokemon, their own region, all of this stuff. They like handcrafted this whole experience for people. And a lot of people downloaded it immediately, like the second that it came out, specifically because they knew there was a big chance that it would disappear. So I think because it took so long for them to create, a lot of people are shocked that they took it down so easily, right? That they were like, well, I guess that's 9 years down the drain. So long, game. But it's not like those people who downloaded it can't play it anymore, right? It's an RPG experience, so if you've downloaded it, you're still able to play it. And I guess, you know, 1.5 million downloads in that short of an amount of time is pretty spectacular. They might be delighted with that. After receiving more than 1.5 million downloads of our game, we have been notified of multiple takedown notices from lawyers representing Nintendo of America. While we have not personally been contacted, it's clear what their wishes are, and we respect those wishes deeply. Therefore, we will no longer provide official download links for the game through our website. We have no connection to fans who re-upload the game files to their own hosts, and we cannot verify that those download links are all legitimate. We advise you to be extremely cautious about downloading the game from unofficial sources. We are blown away by the response this game has received, and we thank you all so much for your outstanding support. We will continue to provide Pokemon Uranium related news and updates through our official channels. You are welcome to continue discussing and sharing content related to the game on our forums and Discord, where there is a very active community. Thank you for reading, and let's share the love of Pokemon. So if you were able to download it in time, awesome. A lot of people are really, really loving it, saying that you can tell there's a whole lot of heart put into it. It's very sad that they had to take it down, but you know, that's always a possible risk with fan games. And yeah, like they said, be very wary of any downloads you see on any other sites, but the game is great, so enjoy if you have it. Final Fantasy 15 has officially been delayed until November 29th, which has upset plenty of people. It was one of those bits of news where the second that it came out, everyone felt really like offended that news would even be reported on. Like, seriously? How dare you? I bet that you didn't even research. And I bet that it's not even true because you're a hack. Guess what? It's true. So everybody can put their pitchforks away and make a cup of tea and get cozy, because you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for this game. They've been putting out like new footage and stuff. They've been trying to keep us interested, you know, just like, here's bits of stuff, please. And the people that I know that have spent some time playing this game with Square Enix have said that it is very fun. At least what they're allowed to play in these builds is very fun. It's beautiful. So, I mean, I'm sure that it's certainly gonna be a Final Fantasy, let's just say that. I'm saying it that way because it puts the bar so low. And I feel like kind of a hypocrite because in the past, when a company has said, you know what, we just need some more time to have this game be what we want it to be. In the past, I've said, you know what, that's a totally good reason. I would much prefer that you say that instead of making up something else. Like, yes, that's fine. Make the game that you want to make. And now I feel like I've heard it so many times that I'm like, I say that like we've been waiting literally forever for Final Fantasy 15, which is not the case. But you know what? Sticks and bones or something. It's my Bulma hairnet that I apparently never put away. Okay, so the next thing is about Google Chrome. I know, not super video game related, but actually you might be surprised to find out that there are a lot of games in the Google Chrome App Store. If you were to go in on Google Chrome and look at your extensions, look at the apps, there's like 4 tabs and one of them is games. It's filled. There's all kinds of like really simple games, some really cool games on there. I think they used to have Bastion on there, right? Like there's a big spread of stuff that you can potentially play. Sadly, Google has just announced that they are going to be closing their App Store. It turns out that a very, very small percentage of their users actually use apps at all, which kind of surprised me. And it is sad because there are some games where that's like the perfect place for them to exist, right? Like as a browser game, as an app game. So Google is saying that they're gonna be shutting everything down by late 2017, so it's not like happening overnight or anything. Yeah, it says, okay, so this is on the Gama Sutra article. It says that only 1% of Chrome users across Windows, Mac, and Linux were even using Google Apps. 1%! So they're saying that any devices in the future that have the Chrome operating system will be able to use future apps, but any apps that have been created up till this point are not going to exist anywhere, like within the app system. So yeah, if you have a game in the Google Chrome app system, it would behoove you to start trying to figure out a different place that you can host your games, which is kind of sad, especially if you saw a lot of success there. But again, only 1% of Chrome users are even looking, like even utilizing these apps. So that's kind of sad, but I mean, I guess they gotta do what they gotta do, right? If it makes sense to shut it down and try something different, then Google's never been afraid to try and do that. Except for Google Plus. Huh? Who said that? What? Where did that come from? Weird. I guess on to the next thing. So pro Counter-Strike matches have been a thing for quite a while, and up until this point, really, if you had a coach for your team, they could basically do whatever they wanted. Valve decided that they are not into that anymore. They are starting to consider coaches to be sixth players in a lot of situations. And for this reason, they've decided that coaches are not allowed to do anything during a match. The idea being, if you're keeping track of the economy or you're calling out plays, you're basically doing what the players should be doing as a team. Like, that shouldn't be what the coach does, right? So Valve has said, you know what, coaches, you sit down during a match, right? Like, you do not get involved anymore. Your job is to train them and help them get ready for this match and then walk away and let them do their thing. With unrestricted communication with their players, coaches can currently function as a sixth player and not solely as a source of guidance or training. If a person is performing actions such as keeping track of the economy, calling plays, and general situational awareness, those are important components of CS gameplay, and we consider them a player. Since the goal of our events is to identify the best 5-player CS teams that exhibit the best combination of CS skills, the current participation of coaches in the game is not compatible with our goals. Now, some teams and some coaches are claiming they've never been told anything like this before. They're like, whoa, this is coming completely out of left field. This is totally different than how we've prepared for every match in the past. And Valve is saying, we've talked to these coaches a lot. We've talked to them about this, and they do not let up. So we literally have to just say, look, you support, you help them develop their skills, and you study the opponent. That's what you do as a coach, and then you let them do their thing in the actual match, which I think is totally fair. I think it makes complete sense. So I'm on Valve's side this time. I know that's rare. And as a final bit of news, there have been a lot of Overwatch updates happening. Look, the Bastion short, maybe the best short that I've seen so far. I thought it was really good, like really, really good. I'm not crying, you're crying. But they've also like added in actual stuff. They nerfed Genji. Oh, yay! They added in a Gremlin Diva emote. Yes, awesome! But they also did something that's kind of hilarious. I think that all games that are seeing a growth in competitive spirit are going to also see a growth in toxicity, right? And lately people have been saying, man, Overwatch was so good during beta, it didn't feel nearly as toxic at all, and now, people are starting to take it way too seriously and are getting angry with each other. So Blizzard rolled out something as a test that is hilarious to me, where if you go into your chat and you type in GGEZ, it gets turned into something completely different. So GG, for those of you who don't play games where anybody ever says GGEZ and are like, what does that even mean? GG stands for good game, right? So that's something that you would say if you were actually being a good person. And then if you were to add EZ at the end, it's basically like, wow, that was the easiest game ever. I can't believe we stomped you losers so fast. So basically they've made it now where if you type GGEZ into chat because you're being a punk, it gets transformed into a myriad of things. I'm wrestling with some insecurity issues in my life, but thank you all for playing with me. Well played. I salute you all. For glory and honor. Huzzah, comrades. Gee whiz, that was fun. Good playing, everyone. Now, one of them references like basically being an 8-year-old and calling for their mommy, and some people are saying that that's too far, which I find hilarious. Is it potentially antagonizing a bit too far these people that obviously respond strongly to antagonism in the first place? Maybe, but I think anything that's going to take that like salty, toxic atmosphere and make it kind of funny and add some brevity to it is okay, And like, it's not gonna last forever. Like, eventually people are just gonna say other stuff. But I like that they're just like, this is an easy way for us to tackle when people say this thing that tends to just really cheese ya. So yeah, like I was saying, there is so much going on in the Overwatch world right now. Please go watch the Bastion short. If you are interested in Overwatch and you didn't know about some of these updates, go and read patch notes and stuff. There's just so much going on right now. Yeah, so it's fun. If you like the Overwatch universe, it's been a fun week or so. And anywho, that's been my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you would like to watch any of my streams, you can find them at twitch.tv/dexteritybonus. We've been putting up Twitch highlights and stuff, which have been super fun, thanks to you guys on the clip system. So if you have clipped any funny things in the past, please, please, please submit them. What else? Watch the new show with Krendor. We're playing a game called Backstage Pass that is very silly and adorable. And just, yeah, generally, thanks for hanging out, guys. Super appreciate it. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. All right? Bye-bye. Mwah.